There are two narratives about the location of Osama bin Laden. The one that you're most familiar with is that OBL is hiding in a cave in the tribal areas, that he's surrounded by a large contingent of loyal fighters. But that narrative is pre-9/11 understanding of OBL. The second narrative is that he's living in a city. Living in a city with multiple points of egress and entry, access to communications, so that he can keep in touch with the organization. You can't run a global network of interconnected cells from a cave.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. Zero Dark 30, the new film about the raid that killed Osama bin Laden, has been a controversial project. Director Kathryn Bigelow reportedly was given access to classified information on the mission.
This is her first movie since winning 2 Oscars for the Iraq War drama The Hurt Locker. Kathryn Bigelow joins us now in Studio 57, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me about this movie, because you were intent on making another movie about the capture, the failure to capture Osama bin Laden. And then when this mission happened, you changed everything.
Yeah, we had to change. History intervened. Well, we were working on a project about the assaulters first into Tora Bora in December 6th of 2001. And it all took place in the Tora Bora mountain range. And Mark was about 2/3 of the way through the screenplay.
This is a screenwriter.
This is a screenwriter, Mark Bull. And he was about 2/3 of the way through the screenplay when May 1st, 2011 happened. And so all of a sudden we had to kind of rethink that, because you could no longer make a movie about a sort of failed hunt for Osama bin Laden when everybody knew he was dead.
And how did you get the story?
Well, the story Mark reported, and I think reported quite extraordinarily, and it's all based on first-hand accounts.
Classified information?
Yes, that's what I was on. Yeah, there were reports that you were given access to classified information. Did you? Were you?
Well, we never requested classified information, nor was I aware that classified information was coming my way. So, to the best of our knowledge, no.
A no? That is a no?
No, yes.
That is a no. No, because this is the thing that was so fascinating to me, Kathryn. I have to say, there were a couple times in the movie when really I could not breathe. It was so riveting because you really took us inside the home of Osama bin Laden. Did you build a complete different mock-up? Did you really, the attention to detail is what I'm trying to say, seems so spot on, was it?
Well, what was so important to us was to tell this story authentically and to make it feel very real, to make it feel very naturalistic. And so to do that, we actually, for the compound itself, we had to build the compound from the ground up, and it had to have a foundation so the helicopters, the rotor wash of the helicopters wouldn't tear it down, and it was built as a practical so we could shoot from outside to inside to outside, and it was a real three-story building that we built in the Middle East.
This is 2 stories. One, it's a story of how they found out where he was, and a CIA team is responsible for that.
Right.
And then it's a story of how they went in there and killed him.
Yes.
The first part of the story centers around a woman named actress Jessica Chastain plays a CIA person. Is that a real person?
Well, they're all based on real people.
Right. So there is a real CIA agent that she plays who found the link to the courier who took them.
And with her tenacity, her courage, and her dedication, you know, really drove that lead forward and gave it a lot of traction. And you know, and I think the interesting thing about the movie is it really puts you in her shoes. Yes. It puts you in that intelligence hunt and gives you a glimpse into the intelligence community and the dedication of these men and women, including her, but all the men and women that are involved in something, in an operation that is this complicated and this arduous to pull off.
Have you met her, or did Mark meet her?
Well, we protect our sources. I'll leave it at that.
But you know, were you surprised that there was a woman who was so intricately involved? Because at first, when I heard it was a woman, I was, wow. And then I got a little disappointed to think, why would I be surprised that it was a woman? Were you?
I had the exact same reaction. I mean, I was surprised. I was thrilled,
yes,
but I was surprised.
Too.
And then I was surprised that I was surprised.
Yes, that's exactly how I felt.
It was, I mean, it was, and again, you know, had it been, it wouldn't have changed my inclination to make the movie had it been a man. It was whoever was the person and the people at the center of this hunt, that was who we were going to, you know, make the story about. But I was extremely thrilled and proud that it was a series of women.
There is some controversy about the film because there is graphic torture, including waterboarding, because there was an obsession on the part of the CIA and the government to find the people who did the terrible thing to America that they did on 9/11. Why was it important for you to show that?
Well, I think it was important for us to tell a true story, and it's part of the history. It's controversial, but it's part of the history. And so that was what was the most important thing for us. And in that 10-year-long journey, in that 10-year-long hunt, there were many methods utilized to obtain detainee information. Some was electronic surveillance, some was cell phone trap and trace, good old-fashioned boots on the ground sleuthing. So many methods were utilized. And enhanced interrogation.
0 Dark 30 means what before we go? Because I know it must mean something.
It means, it's military term for 30 minutes past midnight, so 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
Kathryn Bigelow, thank you.
Very
Thank
powerful
you.
movie. Thank you.
0 Dark